And back to the Sandy Hook hoax case. We just heard Alex Jones, the defendant, address the media, saying that he is a victim of the government and corporate media. Now we want to go back and get testimony and hear from one of the victims. On the stand now is Erica Lafferty, the daughter of the principal who was killed in that massacre.
You were here for Bill Waldemar's testimony? Yes?
Yes.
Carly Soto's testimony?
Yes.
It's the worst day of your life, wasn't it?
Without a doubt.
At some point, did you learn about your mom's last moments?
I did. She was shot and killed confronting the gunman.
You learned that from investigators?
Yes.
Did you learn anything about, before that terrible moment, whether your mom had interacted with Vicky Soto earlier that morning?
It's going to be hearsay, Judge.
I'm offering it to show the impact on Ms. Lafferty and the impact of Mr. Jones's subsequent denials of her mother's existence.
Compound.
Overruled. That morning, I was told by some of the faculty members that Vicky had come into the office later than usual, but by any normal standards on time, but just not on time for who Vicky and Dawn were. And she had spilled coffee on her sweater. And my mom was, of course, laughing at her because that's what Dawn did, and helped her to, clean the coffee off of her sweater, because I think there were parents that were supposed to be going into Vicky's classroom that day. And she was, obviously embarrassed that she had spilled coffee on herself. So my mom was helping to remedy that situation.
The fact that your mom was killed confronting the gunman as he entered the school, has it become important to you in your memory and your understanding of who your mother was?
It's probably one of the most important things I know about her.
Has that been a source of pride for you, even as you grieved the loss of your mother?
Absolutely. I was very angry for a while because I was told that she had identified noises that she heard to be gunshots and decided to go out into the hallway anyway. But I can feel nothing but pride about that now, because it's just who she was. She would have done anything, did do everything in her power to protect her staff and, most importantly, her students. She acted no differently as she would if it was my sister and I in that school.
Erica, I want you to in the days and weeks after the shooting, I want to focus you now on why we're here. Did there come a point where you started to realize that something was happening? That is, that there were people who were claiming that the shooting hadn't happened, that it was fake?
Yes, I don't recall specifically when, but within weeks, I know that I was being tagged on Facebook and Twitter. I was getting direct messages on Facebook and Twitter. Sometimes it was my friends saying, here's this article that's saying that Sandy Hook is fake, and they were like, no, this is her daughter, and they would tag me in it, or it would be a message on Twitter just telling me that I'm part of a conspiracy, and it was very frequent and very, very early on.
So let me ask you, because when you said that somebody would tag you, I think Carly may have talked about this a little bit, but what is that? How would you know somebody had tagged you? How does that work?
I think now you just type the person's name and it gives you an option of like your friends that you can select, and the majority of the time it was on like a news article.
So back up a second. So how do you find out that somebody has tagged you? Do you get like an alert?
It gives it like a notification on my phone.
So you had a Facebook account yourself?
Correct.
And Facebook would alert you that somebody had tagged you?
Correct.
Meaning that they had kind of put your name next to another piece of content?
Yes.
And then when you were tagged in these things is when you were starting to see this stuff saying that Sandy Hook was fake?
Yeah, hoax, a conspiracy, actors.
And you said that your friends what would your friends be doing?
I think they were trying to help by just saying like, this wasn't fake, like Erica Lafferty, this is her daughter, and they would basically insert me into the conversation or the comment section.
So, like, what's your reactions when you're seeing this? I mean, have you ever heard anything like this before?
Absolutely not.
So when you're seeing this, you just lost your mom, what's going through your head about how to deal with this?
How to deal with it? Oh, I couldn't process the idea of it in general, so having to deal with it wasn't a thought.
Explain to the jury the volume so you were on Facebook and you were on Twitter.
Yes.
Did you have an email account as well?
Yes.
So just you said this started within a matter of weeks?
Correct.
Just explain to the jury, like, once this stuff started, how much was it? Like, what's the volume we're talking about?
Daily, for sure. Multiple times daily as time went on. Over time, I wouldn't even know where to begin to estimate a number.
You mentioned that at the outset, it was stuff like, this is fake, you're an actress, it's a hoax. Describe to the jury like other types of, when it first started, was that the general type of stuff you were getting?
Yes, it was pretty generic at the beginning. And then as time went on, it got more specific and a lot more scary. Things would be mailed to my house. There were, threats of rape and...
Wait a second. You were receiving threats from people saying they were going to rape you?
Correct.
Is this online?
Yes.
Was this kind of thing like frequent? That type of graphic, violent stuff?
Not as frequent as the hoax and conspiracy and actress situation, but the letters to my house, the random death or rape threats would come in. I attempted to report it to the police department in the town that I lived in, and I was just told that it wasn't specific enough, or they couldn't track it, or the post had been deleted or taken down, or the account was deleted, and there was just no way possible to keep up or do anything.
And that proves the element of damages if the jury believes this testimony, and that is that there were conspiracy theorists who were threatening to rape her, the daughter of the principal who was killed during the shooting. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to come back to this trial here on Court TV, your front row seat to justice.
That's ahs.com.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Judge Ashley Wilcott. We want to get you back into this courtroom in Connecticut. We paused testimony we were bringing you, and it's hard to listen to. It is the daughter of a principal that was shot during the Sandy Hook shooting at that school, and she went out of her office to the hallway in order to run to the gunfire. As a result of that, she was killed. Her daughter's testifying about what happened with all the conspiracy and hoax claims and the fact that conspiracy theorists threatened to rape her, the daughter. Let's get you back into that courtroom.
This is like within the first 6 months, say, of 2013 that this is happening, where it's going from the hoaxer to the more violent stuff?
I'd say between 2013 to 2014.
Did there come a time when you learned of a gentleman named Alex Jones?
Yes. It was either the end of March or early April of 2013.
You remember where you were when that happened?
Yes, I was at a restaurant with a colleague. I was tagged on a video on Facebook. I opened it, my phone like automatically played the videos when I opened Facebook, and I don't recall exactly what video it was, but it was just, just saying that Sandy Hook was fake. And the most loud and aggressive voice was just booming out of my phone, and I shut it down within seconds and was like, I'm with colleagues, I can't do this right now.
Alex Jones' voice just started booming out of your phone.
I didn't know it to be Alex Jones at the time. I did see Infowars.com on the video. I then learned that it was Alex Jones.
At that point, did you do anything?
Would you point this answer?
After you pulled this video up on your phone, you said you didn't know who it was at the time, right? You just knew you were just...
Correct. Yeah, in the couple of seconds that I watched the video, I did not know it to be Alex Jones at that time.
You hadn't heard as far as you know, had you heard his name before?
Never, no.
And so, but you did see the Infowars.com thing associated with the video?
Yes, and I took a screenshot of that because I was like, I'll deal with it later.
And did you try to deal with it later?
I went to Infowars.com either later that night or the following morning, and the first thing that I saw was something about a Sandy Hook, I don't know if it was actors or conspiracy or hoax or what the words were, and I was just like, it was just too much. It was just too much, and I wasn't in a place where I could deal with that.
You just X'd out of it.
Yeah.
You talked about receiving letters at your home.
Yes.
What were these letters about?
Objection, foundation, hearsay.
Did you read them?
I don't recall the specifics, but yes, I did read them. The only thing I remember...
Foundation, hearsay, best evidence.
These are being offered. If Ms. Lafferty reviewed them.
Sustained. I'm sorry, overruled.
Thank you, Judge.
The only specific thing that I remember was the common theme of the return address that was Agar 15, and 15 was spelled incorrectly. And it was mailed from, I don't know what town in California.
So you were getting repeated letters from this supposed return address?
I would assume that it was the same person based on the fact that 15 was consistently spelled incorrectly.
And were these letters more of the same? Actress, hoax, Sandy Hook didn't happen?
Yes, that I should die and then be buried next to my fake dead mother. However that's possible.
These letters actually said that?
Yes, fake dead mother.
During the 2013 timeframe, did your sister Tina decide that she wanted to start a charity in your mother's name?
I think that it may have been earlier than that, but it was very shortly after the shooting. She started the Dawn Lafferty Hochsprung Memorial Fund.
And what was her idea on that?
A way to honor my mom. The premise of the foundation is to we've done a ton of fundraisers and raised money, and we give a scholarship away each year to a Naugatuck High School student, because that's where my mom went, who is looking to pursue a career in education, someone who has Dawn-like qualities.
And are you guys still doing that, giving out scholarships
Every year
to a Naugatuck senior?
Every year.
And when Tina first started this, I take it there was a Facebook page that people could go to learn about the charity.
Correct. I don't remember how specifically, but I started a page on Facebook, the Dawn Lafferty Hochsprung Memorial Fund, and it gave a little write-up of who my mom was and why we were raising the money, who the money would go to, and a little bit about the Dawn-like qualities of, the students who would be eligible to receive the scholarship award.
All right, we want to bring in Philip Dubé from California here on set with us. Philip, this testimony is very hard to listen to, but I think it goes right to the crux of the matter in a defamation trial, and that's damages, because that's what the plaintiffs are asking for from this jury to award against the defendant. And it's horrible details about, I just want to take one of that witness's quotes, that the conspiracy theorists, the people reaching out to her and writing letters to her home, hoped that she would die and be buried next to her fake dead mother. To me, talk about damages, this is it.
Oh, it's contemptible, it's disgraceful, and you're picking on the wrong people. It's just, why would you go after the survivors of the victims of this horrendous shooting? What the jury is going to do is they're probably going to go around the room, in the jury room, and they're all going to throw a figure out there, and they're just going to divide it by the number of jurors. I think, what is this, a jury of 6, I think, in Connecticut on this? So one might say, oh, let's give her $100 million. Another one might say, nah, look, she'll get over it, I'll give her $1 million. Somebody might say, I'll give her $1 billion. And then what do? They just divide it by 6, and that's the award. Punitive damages are much more limited, though, in Connecticut. In fact, they don't really have them for defamation. What you would really get is an award of attorney's fees and costs. But those can rack up, too. That can be quite costly.
Absolutely, and I think there are 5 potential damages, and one is the monetary damages you mentioned, the punitive damages that are capped, and we saw that in the Johnny Depp trial when those damages were punitive, limited to, I believe, $350,000 in that trial in that state. But you also have the attorney's fees that you mentioned, which can be very large. You know that as well as I do, these billable hours, the costs and declarative relief. And so there are a lot of different pieces the jury needs to fill out. But when you hear testimony like this, that's very gripping, very compelling, very horrific, do you think that seals the deal? Do you expect, Philip, that there will be a large amount of damages awarded to try to prevent others from doing this?
Yes, this jury is going to hammer him out of existence, because the one thing that he does not have going for him right now is that home field advantage. He is on trial in Connecticut where this horrific shoot-up occurred. He is not from Connecticut. The local jurors are, and I'm sure most of them were there at the time of this shooting. They will never be able to unsee the images, all the news reports, all the articles that were published right after this all occurred. So I do predict it's going to be a sizable award, and this is not the place for him to stand trial.
I always wonder what these jurors think after they leave. We know they're not supposed to look at anything, watch any news, but think about after this trial when they see Alex Jones and what he had to say during these press conferences. You're going to stay with us. We do need to take a break. When we come back, we'll get you back to court in this case against Alex Jones.
Families of Sandy Hook school shooting victims seeking damages against InfoWars founder Alex Jones.
The Alex Jones defamation trial. Live coverage on Court TV and streaming gavel-to-gavel on Court TV apps and Court TV.
We're going to get you back into that Ohio courtroom. Now, keep in mind, in this trial, defamation trial against Alex Jones, defamation and a finding of that is not on the table for the jury. Why? Because the judge has already found defamation. The jury is responsible now for determining the amount of damages to be awarded against Alex Jones to the victims. And on the stand, we certainly have a grieved witness. This is the daughter, and I apologize, it's in Connecticut. I think I inadvertently said Ohio. On the stand is a grieved daughter of the principal who was shot and killed during this, and she's describing all the consequences of the conspiracy, hoax, rumors, and what was put out by Alex Jones. Let's get you back into court.
It was up for a couple of months because there were an influx of comments on every post and an influx of messages that would come into it telling me that I am lying, I'm, raising money off of a scam, like I'm scamming people out of money. My mom never existed, Sandy Hook never happened, and it was just too much for me to try to deal with, and I had to take the page down.
Did you ever try, Erica, to, a lot of this is happening online. Did you ever try to engage with any of these people who were coming after you?
I did, many times. And
why?
For 27 years of my life, that woman was my best friend. And for people to tell me that she didn't exist, how do you just let that happen? And I would engage with them, I would send them pictures. And then the volume was just so great that I couldn't keep up with it. And it was just swallowing me whole.
You would send them pictures of your mom to prove to them she's...
Pictures when, me and her when I was little, or her holding one of my sister's kids when they were born, or picture of my mom and my sister at my sister's wedding, because I didn't get to have one of those.
You said at some point you just stopped trying.
Yes. There was too many of them, and only one of me.
These letters you got, and the online threats you got, what did that cause you to fear for your own safety? I mean, did you worry about how these people got your address, and what did you do about all that?
I installed home security systems. I got more dogs. Stopped really going out around town. I didn't really go to grocery stores. I would have groceries delivered. Amazon became my best friend so that I didn't have to go to like a Target or something.
Do you still live this way?
Yes.
Have you been confronted in person by people who claim that you're an actress and that your mother never lived?
Yes. Starting just a couple of weeks after the shooting.
Here in Connecticut?
Correct. In my hometown.
Woodbury?
Yes.
Tell the jury about that.
I was on my way to a birthday party. I think it was early 2014. I was at a gas station, and
this is a different one, not right after. This is...
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm flustered. This is just after the 2-year anniversary. I was on my way to a birthday party, and I was at a gas station, and somebody just walked out and pointed and was like, "You're part of that Sandy Hook hoax." I think it was that Sandy Hook hoax. There was another time in a grocery store where I walked by and somebody would just, kind of like say on the side, like, oh, crisis actress, like, how do you feel comfortable going out in public when places that you know and trust and have been going for years? You never know who's going to say what. Like, how do you trust anything? How do you trust your safety? How do you trust your security? How do you know that this isn't one of the people who's sending a threat to your house or a threat to my Twitter account?
How many times have you moved since the shooting?
I've lived in 6 different places, and it's been 5 moves.
Why?
Mostly so that people don't know where I am.
Because you're worried they'll find you.
Yes.
What other steps have you taken to protect your identity?
When I travel, primarily for work, I'll use an alias if I have to order an Uber or some sort of car service. Use a different name when I check into hotels.
You testified that one of the reasons, at least for a time, you tried to engage these people I'm paraphrasing, but what I understood you to be saying is that you didn't want this idea that your mother didn't exist to be uncontested.
Correct.
Did you have concerns about what your nephews and niece might see as they grew older about their grandma?
Very much. I think it's safe to say that we're living in a world where information is widely available online. And my sister has 4 kids. Her youngest was only 6 months old when my mom was killed. There's going to come a time where Allison's going to want to know about grandma outside of the stories we tell her. I wanted to make sure I was at least taking steps to make sure the first thing that came up when she Googled her grandmother's name wasn't that she never existed. Because those kids deserve better than that.